Something happened in the global car market in 2025 that the press barely covered, and that most people in Europe and America still do not fully understand. A car brand that did not exist 3 years ago registered over 28,000 vehicles in the United Kingdom in a single year. That number made it the fastest-growing mainstream automotive brand in the country over the past decade, according to verified data from the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders. Not fastest-growing Chinese brand, fastest-growing brand. Full stop. It outsold Citroën, it outsold Seat, and the car sitting at the center of all of this is a family SUV that starts under 30,000 pounds, earned a full 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating in its first year on sale, and comes with a plug-in hybrid system built around an engine Chery claims is among the most thermally efficient in production today. The brand is called Jaecoo, and executives at Volkswagen, Hyundai, and Nissan are now staring at registration data trying to work out how a brand that launched in January 2025 became the 4th most popular retail car in the United Kingdom by the end of the same year. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why. Hit that like button right now if you find this kind of content useful. Now let us get into it. The car is the Jaecoo 7. And to understand why it matters, you have to understand what it is competing against and what it is charging. The Nissan Qashqai starts at around 28,000 pounds. The Kia Sportage sits around 30,000. The Hyundai Tucson is in the same territory. These are the cars that dominate the British family SUV market. They have been refined over multiple generations. They have established dealer networks, known reliability records, and name recognition built over decades. A new Chinese brand walking into that segment and beating most of them on first-year sales volumes should have been essentially impossible. Jaecoo did it in 12 months. The price is the first thing you notice. The Jaecoo 7 starts at just over 30,000 pounds for the entry petrol model. The plug-in hybrid, which is the version most buyers are choosing, sits just under 36,000 pounds. For that money, you get a 14.8-inch touchscreen, a head-up display, a Sony 8-speaker sound system, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, a full-length panoramic roof, 19-inch alloy wheels, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Price that specification against what German or Korean manufacturers charge for equivalent equipment levels, and the gap is significant. Jaecoo is not offering a stripped-down budget car. It is offering the specification of a car that would cost considerably more wearing a different badge. Then there is the design. The Jaecoo 7 is styled to reference the Range Rover Evoque and Velar. The proportions are upright and confident. The door handles are flush. The grille is wide and assertive. Reviewers across the UK automotive press, including Autocar and Carwow, independently noted that it presents as a more expensive vehicle than its price tag suggests. That perception gap between what a car looks like it costs and what it actually costs is one of the most powerful forces in automotive retail. Jaecoo engineered that gap deliberately. But the version of the Jaecoo 7 that drove the UK numbers is not the petrol. 70% of all Jaecoo 7 sales in 2025 were for the SHS variant. SHS stands for Super Hybrid System, and the engineering behind it is worth understanding properly because it is not a conventional plug-in hybrid. At the heart of the SHS is a 5th-generation 1.5-liter turbocharged petrol engine running on the Miller combustion cycle, a thermodynamic approach that prioritizes fuel efficiency over outright power output. Chery reports the engine achieves 44.5% thermal efficiency, which the company positions as being among the highest of any production hybrid engine available today. For context, Toyota's acclaimed Prius hybrid system operates at around 40 to 41%. That engine does not drive the wheels directly in the way a conventional powertrain does. It works alongside a dedicated hybrid transmission and an electric motor, and the system can operate in 4 distinct modes: full electric, series hybrid where the engine generates electricity for the motor, parallel hybrid where both power sources drive the wheels together, and energy recovery, where the system captures braking energy back into the battery. The combined output is 204 horsepower and 310 newton meters of torque in UK specification. The 18.3 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery delivers a verified 56 miles of electric-only range on the WLTP test cycle. Total combined range on a full battery and a full tank is claimed at up to 745 miles. UK reviewers found the SHS covered 0 to 62 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds, ahead of the claimed 8.5. And the battery can be fast charged via a 40 kilowatt DC connection from 30 to 80% in approximately 20 minutes, a capability most rival plug-in hybrids at this price point do not offer at all. What this means in real-world terms is that most British commuters can complete their entire working week on electric power alone without touching the petrol engine. When longer journeys arrive, the engine covers them without the anxiety of finding a charging point. It is the flexibility argument that pure electric vehicles have never been able to fully answer, delivered in a package that costs less than a Kia Sportage PHEV. The SHS is the version that sold in the largest numbers in the UK, and it is the version that earned the brand its 5-star Euro NCAP rating when tested in 2025, scoring above 80% in every single category, including adult occupant, child occupant, vulnerable road users, and safety assistance technology. At that price point, that safety score put it ahead of the MG ZS and the Renault Symbioz, both of which received 4 stars. The technology inside the cabin follows through on the promise the exterior design makes. Every Jaecoo 7 comes standard with a 540-degree camera system. The car carries cameras at the front, sides, and rear, and the processing unit combines those feeds to render a view on the infotainment screen that includes a synthetic overhead perspective and a transparent bonnet view, showing you the exact position of your front wheels relative to whatever obstacle you are approaching. What car confirmed this as standard equipment across all trim levels in their UK review? The car also ships standard with autonomous emergency braking, blind spot detection, lane departure warning, rear cross traffic alert, safe exit warning, and a driver monitoring system. The off-road capability claim also deserves its own mention. The Jaecoo 7 has 200 millimeters of ground clearance and a 600 millimeter wading depth, both confirmed by Autocar in their UK road test. The all-wheel drive petrol model comes with sand, mud, snow, and off-road terrain modes. The PHEV in UK specification is front-wheel drive only, which Autocar noted as an unusual choice given that some rival plug-in hybrids do offer 4-driven wheels, though the instant electric torque delivery gives it more composure in low-grip situations than a petrol-only equivalent. Here is the broader picture. Jaecoo is a brand created in April 2023 in Wuhu, China, as a dedicated export operation for Chery, one of China's largest automotive groups. It does not sell in China at all. It exists entirely for markets like the United Kingdom, Europe, and Southeast Asia. The Jaecoo 7 launched in the UK in January 2025. By August of that year, it was the 6th best-selling car in the country. By September, it had climbed to 4th. By the end of the year, it had driven the brand to 28,232 total registrations, making Jaecoo the fastest-growing mainstream automotive brand Britain had seen in over a decade per SMMT data. In March 2026, it became the single best-selling new car in the UK for that month, with over 10,000 units registered, outselling the Ford Puma by 70%. Carwow named it Brand of the Year for 2026. The combined global sales of Jaecoo and its sister brand Omoda passed 1 million units by April 2026, 36 months after the brand launched. None of this happened because Jaecoo produced a revolutionary piece of engineering. The Jaecoo 7 is not a technical moonshot. It is a well-executed, well-priced family SUV with a genuinely competitive hybrid system, a 5-star safety rating, and a specification list that makes rivals look overpriced. The disruption is not technological, it is economic. Jaecoo identified the exact gap between what UK buyers want in a family SUV and what the established brands were charging them to get it, and it priced itself precisely into that gap in its first year of existence. The legacy brands are responding. Volkswagen, Hyundai, and Nissan are all investing heavily in next-generation hybrid and electric platforms. The competitive pressure from brands like Jaecoo is one of the reasons that investment is accelerating. Competition always produces better vehicles for everyone in the end. But the fact that a 2-year-old brand with no prior UK presence or dealer network became the most searched Chinese car brand on Google in the United Kingdom in 2025, while simultaneously becoming the best-selling new car in Britain in March 2026, tells you everything you need to know about how quickly this industry is being reshaped from the outside.